Hello and welcome to Saving Dallas episode 10. There's no new updates today. Things are proceeding as they have been for the past few days. Pitches have been made. We're just waiting for those responses, and I think pitches are carrying on to happen. It is a waiting game now. All we can do is wait. Slightly frustrating. Well done for the Twitter-thon last night, everyone who took part. That was brilliant stuff. We're doing really well. People ask me, is there anything else we could do on a larger scale? And I would just advise people just to keep doing what you're doing. Hashtag Save Dallas. That's the best thing you can do. Emailing the networks, phoning the networks, writing the networks. I've seen some beautiful letters written to networks before they've been sent to networks, and brilliant. It's just to show the networks your love for Dallas. But what's more important is the volume. Is the volume of people saying hashtag Save Dallas. That is the most vital and important thing. Something else you could be doing, which was suggested to me by Lucy. Thanks for that, Lucy. Is that we need as many people as possible to buy the season 3 DVD Blu-ray of Dallas season 3, of course. Yeah, if you can afford to do it, don't go worrying, don't go buying it if you can't afford to eat. Food, much more important than Dallas. You've got to survive. So you can actually watch season 4 of Dallas, don't you? But if you were going to do it, or you can afford to do it, and you're really passionate about this hashtag Save Dallas campaign, buy a DVD. Two things that the networks care about. Well, the most important thing is advertisers and sponsors, and the biggest advertisers and sponsors care about two things: ratings and DVD sales. DVD sales are extremely important. So if you can afford to do that, and please do. I haven't collected the Dallas DVDs or Blu-rays at this point, but it's something I could possibly do around Christmas time. Not now, because I'm not in a position to really do it, but yes, something if you can do it, because if we do get a record-breaking amount of DVDs selling, that would really convince the networks. But I think the decision will be made before that anyway, but it will help. I think the decision's been made. I think we don't know about it. I think a lot of people say it takes time. It doesn't really take time, because they know what Dallas is. They know who Cynthia Seajoy is. They know the cast. So there's really no kind of worrying about is it do we know this show's going to work? We know what New Dallas is. They know there's a guaranteed 2 million viewers that are going to watch it live. They also know there's another 3 million viewers that will watch it via catch up and on demand and download and iTunes and different things like that. So they know there's a guaranteed 5 million people who love New Dallas and who watch it in one form or the other. But the most important thing is live viewers. Now, I understand that not all 5 million of us can watch, or 5 million of you in America can watch it live. But I'm going to implore you again, if you're physically possible to watch it live, don't choose to watch something else. And if you're part of this passionate hashtag Save Dallas campaign, you should be watching it live if physically possible. Because let me tell you something, if we do get saved and we get cancelled a season later, it doesn't matter how many hashtags we do, we may not get saved again. It's no good being arrogant about it, thinking, we'll just do another campaign. No. If it's physically possible for you to watch New Dallas, then watch it live, because it will help. If we could, we were getting under 2 million, but if we could have around, if it does come back, we're talking about ifs and buts, but if it does come back, if we could have 2.5 million people watching it live, that would be great. With an adult demo of 0.6, 0.7, and 0.8's a lot, but we've had that a few times. I think we had it with JR's funeral. So there's been some big demos in the past. Season 3 wasn't great for the demos, unfortunately, and there's no the only reason, and some people may say it's an excuse, but it was the aggressive scheduling of TNT. Now, when New Dallas first come back, it was launched in the summer, and it premiered to around 7 to 8 million viewers. Now, of course, with the publicity for a premiere or a pilot, your numbers should always be big, and then they kind of measure themselves up. They kind of fall down a little bit, which isn't a problem as long as they don't fall down too much, of course. Now, what happened with Dallas was, obviously, once that premiere pilot was aired, it did slip down a bit. It probably slipped down to about 4, but it was still a very good rating number, and the adult demo was amazing. TNT were extremely happy. Now, what happened was in season 2, when we were on the aggressive scheduling, in season 2 actually worked, and we got a good adult demo of 0.6, sometimes 0.7. Now and again, it might have felt to 0.5, but that was kind of negatable. I think 0.4 is something that the networks just can't entertain, but it was their own fault for putting it in an impossible time. As Cynthia Cedre had said, and Patrick and Linda, what did they expect Dallas to do? Get 10, 20 million viewers an episode? It's not possible in this kind of era that we're in this culture we're in. A show about a family running an oil business, as good and as awesome as it is, cannot compete with the ratings of The Walking Dead, of Gotham, of The Flash, of Arrow. These are the big shows. But what Dallas can do, there's still a market for Dallas, but we cannot be unrealistic about what numbers it can do. Now, a small cable network will be quite happy with 2.5 million live viewers and an adult demo of 0.6 at least. That's fine. That's brilliant. Because they're going to get even more viewers with their catch-up services. So what a new network has to do, it has to put it at a fair time. Now, I'm not saying put it on a dead period just so people watch Dallas. That's kind of cheating, if you like. We still want it on a competitive time. A lot of assumptions are being made about summer. I don't necessarily think New Dallas will be aired on another network in the summer. Maybe a January kind of situation. I could easily see, where are we now? We're in October, so they could probably start in January, February, even March. If we kind of got the okay, if you like. If we got the okay, if we got the checker flag to go now, Cynthia's got everything in place, the cast, the scripts, everything. So there's no slowdown. There's nothing to worry about. She knows who she's going to cast as JR's secret daughter. So it's all in there. This is not like a new show that takes longer to get bodies to set and things like that. This is a ready thing that can be, they can start work on straight away. So it's all there for us. A big franchise, a great showrunner, great actors, great performers, great writers, everything. We have everything to be a good, solid rating show. But we will never go back to the 80s because the 80s were different. There was a few networks. Like where I was living in the UK, we had about 3 or 4 channels, as we call them in England. We don't call them networks, we call them channels. You probably already knew that, but if you didn't, you learn something new every day, don't you, my American friends? But yes, so a lot less competitive. But now TV is the new movie. Now I'm sure you know what I mean by that. Shows are now made like motion pictures. The quality of storytelling, it's exciting. I think TV shows now pretty much make more money in the long run than a lot of movies do. Really, it's only the superhero movies and the big blockbusters that make the big money these days. There's not really that much variety in Hollywood movies anymore because all the best talented producers, writers and actors are working on television. That's a fact. We saw years and years ago, we saw Kiefer Sutherland, a movie actor, start off with 24. Look at the success of that now, and it came back for a limited series this year. So there's nothing negative with a 2.5 million live audience. But you've got to promise me, please. I'm not in America. I can watch it live where I am, but it's not going to make a big difference. You need to do 2 things. If you're physically able to, watch Dallas live, and please buy the season 3 DVD. I don't know if they do it in Blu-ray, but if they do, buy it. If you can afford it, do it. Even if it's going to sit on the mantelpiece, you can get rid of it if you don't really want it. But if you're a Dallas fan, you want it in your collector's edition. Anyway, they're the things you can be doing. It's about crossing our fingers now, guys. News is imminent. I promise you that in the next few days, something will be heard. Anything to say? Comment down below. Of course, I am Movies TV Mad on Twitter, Mick Meanus on Facebook, Mike Meanus on YouTube, smallvillemad@gmail.com. See you tomorrow.